There's just a question come in just about kind of the levels at which you're recording. Now, obviously, this is going to be completely based on what type of thing you're recording. I saw another interview where you were just talking all about your car recordings and how you like to you record hot but without any limiters. In terms of like ambiances and things like that, let's say um, distant traffic and you're 100 meters away, just getting kind of the feel of it. Are there any kind of uh, rough kind of ballpark figures?
Um, well, in the case of traffic, um, my favorite traffic recordings, unless you're specifically getting street level traffic for a shot in a movie, my favorite traffic recordings are shot usually on top of buildings pointing down. And the reason is in most movies or TV shows, you have dialogue. And if your Dopplers of your cars are too big, then you have to cut them out because you want the traffic to kind of have like an even um, level in the track. Um, so I like to shoot from up top, and then you get a much more diffused, less dynamic recording that can sit under the dialogue. In the case of levels, uh, I think generally speaking, I like to record everything as hot as possible, um, and and then later on let the sound editor decide where to sit it. I would not like say release you know uh, uh, nature recordings pinned at zero. When you bring it back to your mastering, then you may bring it back to -20. You want to kind of have your levels of your sound effects recordings sit a little bit hotter than where they would sit in an editor's track. So, like, say if an editor would cut um, a day ambience with crickets and birds at say -30, -35, you maybe have your tracks mastered to -20, and then that way when they drop them in, they're they're ballpark level wise, and they just have to lower them a bit. You don't want to print everything super low because then you're losing sound quality as you get down to -35. But you don't want to have it pinned because then when the editor drops it in the track and the mixer brings it up on the dub stage, it's going to blow everyone's ears out, and you really don't want to do that either.
And I guess
I don't
it's
know
to
if that helps.
combat the kind of background noise issues as well of recording outside and trying to find a kind of quiet spot to be able to maybe isolate some sounds as well.
Well, that's the hardest part of our job is finding the locations and times of day to record, so that you actually get good sound recordings without planes, without cars, without people, without hammering, without jackhammerings, without saws. So it's or in the case if you're out in nature, it could be guys on ATVs and motorcycles. So that's what makes sound effects recording challenging is finding those good locations and then having the patience to get get a clean recording where it could take you an hour to get several perspectives that are clean.